Oh my gosh, hello, I was not expecting you here. Hello, I'm Stephanie from STEPH Time and welcome to my sewing space. Come on over. All right, so here's where I get all my work done. This is my cutting board. It's a self-healing mat and I use it a lot for measuring and cutting out. These are my computers. It's just one and a monitor, but it's what I watch everything on. It's what I record on. It's what I'm recording my audio on right now. And this computer gets me through sewing. It gets me through the hard stuff, watching my favorite content on the internet. All right, I've got my machines here. I've got my serger and my sewing machine. These are my babies, I love them. And I've got my thread all here, as well as some notions in the rest of the drawers. Up here on my pegboard, very important stuff, okay? We've got, first of all, my headphones for listening to my content while I sew. Then we've got my thread snips, my pin cushions, pin magnet, my fabric scissors, my paper scissors, and an extra pair of scissors, my rotary cutters. I've got my Gutermann threads here, love them, my sewing clips, my buttons, and my tailor's chalk and soap, some rulers, and my, what is that called? Oh, it's called lint roller. And I use that super often. So those are like probably my favorite tools, and that's why I have them in arm's reach, okay? I've also got a trash can over here, because I always got lots of little things to throw away. But don't worry, I'm not throwing away fabric scraps. I got a fabric scrap bin right here, and boy is it full. Please don't mind my pile of literal more fabric. Okay, come back, wait, come back. Let's look at this, but don't look at that, okay? This is all my fabric scraps. I either repurpose them or use them to fill like this sort of thing. You see that? Yeah, made that. That's filled with fabric scraps. And yes, I'm wearing my slippers. All right, onto the fabric. I've got quite a bit of it. I inherited a bunch from my grandmother that she left to me in her will, which is very sweet. But it means I have so much fabric and I am too connected to it, so I can't get rid of it. So I'm always in a conundrum of having way too much fabric, and I also love to thrift. But I love everything I have right now, and it just kind of ends up in these piles as well. So, oh well, that's my fabric. I also have some various things I use up here on the shelves, and this is where I put and organize all of my patterns that I bought that are already printed. Check it out. Wow. As well as some books, stuff like that. And up there I've got all my yarn, or most of it. All right, walking on over. Let's go over here. All right, got my ironing board here. I do fold it up to put it away when I'm not working, and that's really helpful. But right now I'm working on this Paola workwear jacket from my husband, so it's out. I use this, it's just a little basket that I like to put the pattern pieces that I'm working on currently. I like to just like put them in there, and then when I'm all done, I'll put them in the little envelope. Speaking of envelopes, I wanted to show you guys like my #1 thing that changed my sewing organizational life, and that's this. I put all of the paper patterns that I've printed or assembled or self-drafted in these manila envelopes. Let's take this one for example. All right, so this one, I put all of like my t-shirt and tank patterns in one. You can do it by the designer, you can do it by type of garment, you can do one per garment, but I like this because the pattern pieces for these garments are pretty small. So I just put them all in one. And what I like about this is I have a little note here that includes like what exact sizes I have in each pattern and any notes for the patterns for the next time I make them. So I love this. I would definitely recommend that you organize all of your printed or self-drafted patterns in this way. I find it really helpful, and I think it's also very cute. So, love that. All right, there's not much else. Oh, my iron. It goes with the ironing board. It didn't come with it, but it goes with it. And I love it. I got this one a couple years ago and love the steam features. It's got lots of steam holes, so. Okay. Anyways, I've got some dies up here. Listen, I have like way too much stuff, so it's a little chaotic, but you know what they say, creative minds are rarely tidy. Okay, over here, and I'm gonna conveniently stand in front of my cat's litter box, because that's life. These are a bunch of garments that I either plan on fixing or hacking and or have made. So all of these pretty much I've made, and when they're not in season, I like to have them on here as just kind of like a pretty reminder of the hard work that I've done and the garments I'm really proud of. So, and some garments I'm not proud of, which are fine too, because it's all a lesson in learning. But got a bunch of knitwear up here and a bunch of really fun things that I've made in the past. So that's pretty much it when it comes to my sewing room. I have adapted my space in the past few years, and it's been really helpful to have these organizational systems in place. So I hope that this inspires you to do the same in your space, and I would love to see what your spaces look like. So make sure to comment down below, tell me about your favorite organizational tool, and get out of here. Bye. Bye.